Okay, today I'm going to talk about a problem with my Toyota 2001 RAV4. In my case, the catalytic converter was bad, and the specific problem that I was having was my electronic control module was throwing codes for a check engine light, and using my OBD scan tool I was able to access those codes, and those codes are P0420 and P0430. And specifically what those codes mean, you probably won't be able to see it, it'll probably be blurred, but P0420 is catalyst efficiency below threshold bank 1, and P0430 is catalyst efficiency below threshold bank 2. Now, I did extensive research online, and pretty much I came to the conclusion from what I read that the problem was with the catalytic converter. Now, there are air fuel sensors before the catalytic converters. There's one hole there for one. There's the hole for the other one, air fuel sensors. And then on the bottom there's two holes here and here for the oxygen sensors. What you'll read online is you'll have people debating what's wrong. Is it the catalytic converter? Is it the sensors? In my case, it was in fact the catalytic converter, just as one guy specifically said that's the problem with those codes on this Toyota. Now, I don't know, okay, to back up, I don't know if it was this Toyota specifically, but he was talking about Toyotas and the P0420 and the P0430, and he said through his experience it was a catalytic converter that's bad and not the sensors. That's important because you could spend money buying one or the other to find out the other is bad. In my case, here in California, I researched the aftermarket catalytic converter, and it would cost me about $640 to get one with free ground shipping and the gaskets. And I did the math compared to having it fixed at the dealership, and determined for the $200 or $250 that I would save, it just wasn't worth it to me, because I still had to pass the smog test, and I wanted pretty much a guarantee that the car was going to make it through the smog test afterwards. I didn't want any leaks around the exhaust manifold or down by the exhaust pipe. So I took it to the dealer, and I decided not to have the diagnostic test done where they absolutely determine is it the sensors or the catalytic converter. That would have cost me another $130 roughly in labor. In a way, I'm kind of glad that I made that choice, that I went with what I found out online. It was the catalytic converter. It cost me roughly about $1,045 to have the catalytic converter replaced. And something very important, my big tip in this video, is that the guy that wrote up my ticket, he said that in about 50% of the cases they have a hard time getting the sensors out because of the heat and cooling process. They kind of weld themselves into the threads. And that was bad news to me, because it would have added another roughly $600 to $800 to the bill for the new sensors. So another big tip in this video is please request that you get your catalytic converter back. And if the sensors are stuck in there because they couldn't get them out, then you or a qualified mechanic should see if they can get them out. And if they can get those sensors out, then Toyota has some explaining to do, because they just increased your bill and it wasn't necessary. However, in my case, congratulations to the mechanic. He got all 4 sensors out. They were put into the new catalytic converter, and my car passed the smog test. And one thing I forgot to mention, that what I did was I bought this product Cataclean, Mr. Gasket Cataclean. I heard about it online. Some people have had success with it. Put it into my gas and then ran some high octane fuel with cleaning detergents, and I was hoping and praying that it would clean out the carbon deposits that are in there on the honeycomb inside the catalytic converter, which basically does the job of the chemical process of changing the hydrocarbons to cleaner emissions coming out the rear end of your exhaust pipe, or my exhaust pipe. So the key thing is, if you're having these for your Toyota RAV4 2001, P0430 and P0420 codes on your electronic control module, which again you can use the OBD scan tool to find out what your codes are, or take it to a auto parts dealer and have them check the codes for you. You can then go from there, research online, determine which way it's best for you to fix it yourself or to have the dealership fix it for you. You'll see and learn a lot of different tricks online. Like in my case, when I looked up the codes on YouTube, I found one video. The guy was saying you could soak your catalytic converter in soap and water and detergent for a couple of days, and that may clean the honeycombs inside clean enough to where the catalytic converter may work. I was in a time crunch. I didn't have time. But after looking into the holes on this catalytic converter, I see my honeycombs on both the top and the bottom look fairly clean. I don't know if that has something to do with running the Cataclean through it. Maybe it partially cleaned it out, but not enough to pass the smog test. Possibly this catalytic converter could still be saved. I'm not sure. However, it is a high mileage vehicle. So in ending, I hope that you found some value out of this YouTube video. The whole purpose is basically to try to help you out a little bit and try to save you some money and some time. The internet's been good to me, troubleshooting problems, finding out things that I didn't know, and I just hope you find some value out of this video, and I hope you enjoy my other videos that I have posted. This is my first mechanical video. Thank you very much for watching this video.